Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's live. We're so excited about the upcoming release. So we're going to get into everything that's coming. Lots of alpha is going to be spilled today. So before we get started, as per usual, please keep everything farmer friendly. Add any questions you might have in the sidebar chat here on YouTube so that we can bring them up. And without further ado, Luke?
What's up?
We're both here together in San Francisco for GDC, which is gamers. Is it gamers or gaming development?
Just game developer conference.
Gamers. Yeah, it's really cool because it's like a mixture of, well, it's mostly traditional gaming, Web 2 gaming, and then there's like several Web 3 events on top of that. So it's been really fun. It's been really exciting. And actually, I'm going to have to hop out a little bit early today because I am going to speak at an event about our community. So yeah, lots coming. So
yeah, no, it's a crazy busy week. Really happy to be here in San Francisco.
I can update our name now. I like
with
you wanted to be tricky. Okay.
Yeah, no, we're here meeting up with like a bunch of other game developers in Web3. It's fun because I feel like Web3 gaming, you know, it's getting more settled in now, and it's fun because I like see people I know and I like interacted with on Twitter all the time lately. It's been good to get involved in like kind of in the space, and it also kind of reaffirms that hey, we're actually doing some of the things right here at Pixels. Yeah. You know, we tell people about Pixels, and you know, we're still not like completely known in the space because we haven't had like our numbers on these dashboards or anything like that. But soon we'll be on DApp Radar. Soon we'll be on these other analytics platforms. So I think people will start to see the usage that we're having. But we tell them, hey, like this is our usage. These are the numbers we have. And you know, people in the Web3 space, they're getting pretty impressed. So you know, we're really excited for the next stage of things. It's all thanks to you guys. And you know, today is when we're starting to kick off like the next step of things. So I guess we can kind of just dig into it. Like, what are we going to be releasing in the next couple of days? What can you guys expect? It's awesome because we've been waiting for this for so long. So we'll just dig into the dirt, I guess. This week is when we start to turn on, the Web3 components of Pixels. So we're going to be opening up withdraw and deposit a Berry token. And we're going to let you guys see, kind of what that looks like. So we couldn't be more excited to see what happens when, Berry is able to be listed on DEXs, to see what happens when, the next stages of like actual Pixels is going on. And yeah, it's just like a really, really exciting day for us as we prep that next step. So transparently, we're essentially just waiting for the audit to clear on our smart contract for Berry. And then we're going to be releasing withdraw and deposit to our community as soon as that's good to go. The audit's still currently in progress. It should be wrapping up in like the next, either today, tomorrow, or shortly after. But as soon as that's ready to go, we have all the tech ready. We feel pretty confident in terms of, the back end tech behind that. And it's been a lot. We've been running this tech silently in production for the last 2 months, essentially testing, Berry withdraw and deposit and our, ERC20 token syncs on the back end with all of our users, doing like millions of transactions over the last couple of months to make sure that this tech works at scale. And we've run into some things, over the last couple of months, which, we wanted to make sure we're really, really clear and really like battle tested essentially. And we feel pretty good about it. So the tech is basically ready, just walking one audit. We're about to release Berry open to the world. And now that we have Berry ready, what that essentially means is that we have all the infrastructure for Web3 gaming ready for the next stages of Pixels as well. So that means all the infrastructure that we need for Berry, or for Pixel, the token that we're going to be releasing shortly after, is finished. We get to test that scale with Berry as well. And we can move really, really quickly after that too. So we're actually going to be a Web3 game officially in just a couple of days, which is absolutely insane. So yeah, we see we're going to see what's happening with that. And then in addition to that, we have a couple other features releasing as well. So we will dig into it too. We have the VIP feature releasing right along with the withdraw and deposit of Berry. And then we also have this new game loop associated with pets. That's going to be upcoming as well too. And that one, I don't know if we want to give you guys too much information on it, but you're going to see a new industry in game.
You'll find out.
Yeah, you're going to find it out. You're going to see a new industry in game. And what I can tell you about this new industry, it's called potion making, is it's going to kind of reward people who put more effort into it. Essentially, you'll be able to make potions, and you're going to be using these potions for the brewing or the incubation of your pets in the next few weeks. So we'll kind of dive into pets. We'll answer some questions around that. But yeah, it's essentially like another way to use Berry. And how we kind of think about pets is, the more effort and the more Berry that you put into it, we love the idea of like random based mints. We also like the idea of like effort based mints too. So essentially, like the more resources that you put into your pets before they launch, the better they're going to be. And the potion making is a really big part of that.
I mean, that's a similar kind of ethos of how we've done everything so far. It's like put in effort and get rewarded, because that's how it should be.
Yeah.
And it's so much better that way. It's so much more rewarding, It's a lot more exciting.
Yeah. And the potion making adds some new aspects too, which we haven't really played with before. Kind of been like,
do they know about that?
I don't think they know anything about potion making.
Well, you'll find out.
Yeah, no, I think what we kind of want to do with it, we'll explain to you guys high level how it works. We also just kind of want to see how you guys roll with it as well too. So we're going to be introducing that industry, and essentially you'll be able to like create different tiers of potions. So if you put in like Voitonium into this potion making, if you put in other resources, you might get like one of like 3 or 4 different types of potions. And these potions also have different tiers as well. So we're really excited for all of that. And that will kind of move on to the next stage of pets. So
yeah, sorry, the vibe is so fun here today. First of all, Reg told everyone we're together, so I don't know if our surprise worked.
Oh dang.
Reg. How dare you?
Yeah, our team is full of leakers.
And also, yeah, I know, crazy. We're not AI, we are human beings. We were just Luke like rushed to get here. That's why we're running a little bit late. Like, we're real people with real human problems, and they include traffic. So
yeah,
believe it or not,
it's also just been like such a busy week this week.
busy.
Yeah, we're getting ready for like the next stage of Pixels, right? So that means token launch. That means all the stuff associated with Pixel. So being here in person in GDC is super valuable. It also means we're meeting with people every single. What?
I was just like, we're just leave AI up.
We're meeting with people like
well
every single day about that. And yeah, if any of you are at GDC, like say something in our Discord. I love meeting people who are in our community. So yeah, come and say hi to us. We'll be around a little bit. So yeah, we can maybe organize something. But yeah, big things that we're releasing. We're officially turning on the Web3 faucets. Pixel's about to be like an official Web3 game in the next couple of days. Right when we pass the audit, we're going to be pushing that code. And then 2, we have the release of VIP and our membership feature. 3, we have this new industry coming out that's associated with pets and kind of the start of this pets mechanic. So we're super excited about that.
There's a fourth.
There's a fourth. What's that?
We have a new mayor system.
Oh.
We talked about this a little bit. So I'm actually just going to share with you guys how this is going to work. So we want this to be feel like a real mayor is coming in and making specific changes to the gameplay. So what it's going to look like is with the next update, there's going to be in City Hall, there's a little voting station. You open it up and you fill out a form and you can sorry, it's not a voting station yet, nomination station. And you can nominate whoever you want to possibly become a candidate in game. And then we're going to run some checks. We want to make sure that like it's someone that's really committed to the game, has been around a while. You know, there's lots of different things we're going to look into to, you know, make sure this is like a really good mayor. Like we want someone that represents the community as best as possible, right? So then it'll probably be, I think we'll see. We're going to whittle it down to like 4 or 5 people. And also like the main thing we're going to look at is like how many times was someone nominated? You know, were they nominated multiple times? And there's a little like, why are you nominating section? So, you know, we're going to review all of this and then you guys will vote.
Yeah.
Open vote. And then that mayor will get to move forward and make a couple changes. Let me dig into what the changes will kind of look like. I'm not going to tell you specifics yet, but what it's going to be is that we have put together a list of changes that are super viable for us to make in game and that the mayor can choose from. So there's going to be, they have to choose 2 good things and 1 bad. So there's going to be a bit of a, you know, imbalance and harmony, let's call it. So there's going to be 2 great options they can choose from and 1 negative, and that's going to be their platform to run on. And then from that's the platform they're going to run on, and you vote accordingly, whoever you think is going to be the best mayor. And then they can change their platform at the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
If they get voted in and then they're like, just kidding, I want to change this, this, and this, they will be able to. And then those will be implemented for 1 month. And then we will choose a new mayor.
Yeah, and there's some fun metagame mechanics we want to add with that as well too. Like for example, we're going to give you guys like a list of like 5 to 6 things you can choose from that kind of benefit either Pixels or benefit just you selfishly.
Yeah, so, that's what I mean. So
yeah.
Like some of these good ones are actually only good for the mayor themselves. So at the last minute, once they're voted in, are they going to swap to something selfish?
Yeah, make sure you guys pick a good mayor.
I don't know. Yeah, you got to trust.
Yeah,
right?
But we want to do things like, you know, increase the XP from like Watermint, or, you know, increase the Astrocactus
stuff like that.
Energy, stuff like that. Or like make everybody walk 10% faster. Like
that's not confirmed from devs.
Not confirmed from devs. Like those are the kinds of things that we're thinking about in terms of like what options you're going to be able to have.
Yeah, so very exciting. So that will be coming out. You guys will be able to enter your nominations with the update, and I'll keep you updated, but we'll leave it open for a few days. And then, like I said, we'll go through all the nominations, see who was nominated the most, and then, you know, how long have they been involved in the community, blah, blah, blah. And then you guys will vote for your candidates. And yeah, we're aiming for the beginning of April to implement, right? Because we're going to do it on a monthly basis.
Yeah, so we'll do like all of these nominations starting this week, which is fun. We'll have like a little election. Yeah, the idea is here, what we want to do is we want to start experimenting with pseudo governance. So if you guys know, I've had, you know, strong opinions on governance for a little bit, because I think governance in terms of tokens are kind of like a stopgap until you have actual utility for a token. It's how we've seen it a lot of the time in this space. But we do like the idea of having like pseudo governance, because we want our players to feel like they have a say over the ecosystem. They have a say over like how the game is actually run, while we still actually do things that are realistic for the game as well too. So this is kind of the first step in that. And if this is going well, we're really interested in experimenting with like even more player feedback in the future. So for now, we just have like a list of curated things that this elected mayor can choose. And, you know, it's not like a, you know, super rigid voting process either.
Yep.
But yeah, anyone can be mayor.
Anyone.
Right now. If you get
nominated,
get elected, this is democratic.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're experimenting with that, and then if we see some or like traction with this governance side of things, we're really interested in exploring it more. Essentially, again, like the whole thesis behind Pixels, or like exactly what we're doing here, is we're building a game with all of you. So we want you guys to feel like you have say over it, and we want to give you guys actual kind of decisions in like the game design process too. So you know, this is just a start, but we're really interested in seeing what this can turn into, because I think this is the whole point of Web3, right? We get to be here with all of you guys. You guys are building this game with us. And it's been super fun so far. So we just want to keep more ways to get you guys involved.
Yeah, we want you to feel the impact that you're having on the game, because you truly are already, but we just feel like this is another step we can take to have fun with it, you know? So very exciting. So get ready for that.
Yeah. I think you might get like I think we're going to do something silly too. Like you might get like a star.
No corruption, no paid votes. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys elect a bad mayor, that's on you guys.
Yeah,
is what I'll
that's
say.
true,
Though.
yeah.
You asked for it, so make sure you guys choose well. It'll be a fun thing. We might bring on candidates in like a AMA or something like that as well too.
Ooh,
Give a
yeah,
little.
if they're comfortable.
Yeah, if they're comfortable, they can give a little speech. Maybe that'll influence some votes. Maybe that'll lose them some votes. But yeah, we're experimenting with a lot of that kind of stuff as well too. And then, one other thing as well. This is kind of a small but not so small update. Is we're introducing this new part of our farm discoverability loop where we're adding in discoverability points to decorations as well. So not every decoration that you purchase on a farm or in like the in-game stores will have discoverability points, but we're going to start to experiment with that more, where it's essentially we're kind of giving utility to these in-game decorations, where if you buy these decorations, some of them have points attached with them, where if you buy them and place them on your farm, it will make your farm more discoverable, meaning that it will show up to the top of the list of
the feature farm.
Feature
Is that coming
farms.
I thought it was next time.
That's making it this time.
Oh,
I just
shoot,
got off a
look at
team with
that.
or follow the dev team.
Yeah,
We said we're
yeah,
pushing
cool,
it. So
awesome.
yeah, it's super fun. And then, what we're so excited about with this update for, again, like the opening up of the withdraw and deposit of the berry token is, again, this sets the foundation for, opening up the Web3 mechanics. Now we can move on to Pixel as well too. So that's super exciting. This has been a lot of work to get this ready. This tech, I cannot emphasize how hard it is to build. And, if you're seeing other games in the space, I just want you to remember that, getting the game out is half the battle. Getting the blockchain stuff is quite difficult to actually get it functioning at scale. We had 1.5 million transactions on chain in February. And it's crazy because the difference between 10 to 20,000 transactions and then like millions of transactions is really apparent. And that tech stack gets very different when you're at that scale. So we've learned so much from you guys playing. Like the only way that we were able to build at this kind of scale is with this community building with us. And that's kind of the ethos of Web3, right? We're able to ship quicker. We're able to build community, all because you guys are here. You guys are involved in the ecosystem, and we're super excited to open things up so that you guys can kind of partake in that value creation as well.
Yeah. And you know what, just speaking to the community, I'm going to get sappy for a moment, but I went to an event focused on everything community related to any type of gaming yesterday, and it was just magical. And I was very reaffirming for the Pixels community. Every single one of us, each of you who's been involved with creating this farmer-friendly atmosphere and community of such strong relationships, like we have done something really special here, and each and every one of you should be really proud because, like I said, it's just pure magic. And going to this event yesterday was very reaffirming because a lot of the things they were discussing, it felt like we were doing so well, every single one of you involved. So shout out to every single one of you.
Totally. So with that, I think that's mostly it. We're just super excited about all this stuff coming on. And then we can kind of dig into, I would love just to get questions, I guess.
Yeah.
We can kind of dig into what the next stages are, what they're going to look like. We're pretty open about everything. So feel free to ask.
So throw your questions in the YouTube live feed and I'll pull them up accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't gotten a lot so far. It's just been vibes.
Yeah. Good vibes though.
Just vibes.
I guess we can also give it like an update on pets too. We're actually redesigning a lot of the artwork. So you guys, I think we've leaked some of the pets. Already. We thought they're pretty cute, but I think we actually can do a lot better too. The redesign and the artwork is actually coming along quite well. It's like not delaying the release at all, but yeah, we're super excited about what they're going to be looking like too. If you guys like the first designs, we think they're even higher quality moving forward.
Oh yeah.
We think it can stand alone. So yeah, I'm so excited about the pets.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Some people are asking when the update is.
Yeah. So again, the update's coming. We wanted to launch it today. We need to wait till the audit clears. So we're getting the berry contract audited. Our team is ready to push as soon as we get the clear. We're already in our code. We feel very good about the stress testing. So we're ready to go. We just need to make sure that the audit's fine. Just that.
Yeah, I mean, it's super important.
Sanity check. Yeah, we don't want to get in a situation where we release it and then say like the auditor's like, you can't have this out. Like that would be kind of messy.
Right. And that's like with everything we release, we want to do it right, and if that means a couple hour delay or a day delay, it's worth it. Right. So
yeah. And this is on us. You guys have waited a while now. What's one more day? What's 2 more days?
Okay. Let's see here. A lot of people asking about the armadillo and the, it's funny because that artwork, I actually snuck into the Christmas or holiday Terravilla that I decorated. I like threw in that little pot armadillo, and the only person that got it was you.
Yeah, the holiday
It's
armadillo.
a holiday armadillo. Anyways, Luke went rogue and put it in the sauna.
Yeah, honestly, sorry guys, I just get bored sometimes. I will say that one plant was a leak though. In the sauna, if you guys saw that like little plant I placed in the bottom right of the sauna, that is a leak for something that we have planned coming up. Yeah, so we have Barry releasing and all of that, right? We're gonna be opening up withdraw and deposit. You're gonna be able to, and if you guys don't understand what withdraw and deposit means, that means you're gonna be able to take your Barry from a custodial wallet and move it to your own wallet. So that means you're gonna be able to do whatever you want with it. So as you see, if you want to put it on the DEX, go ahead. So yeah, we can kind of go over into that stuff, but yeah. And then the next steps after that too are, we have a lot that we are still about to release. So I think in the last 4 weeks, what we've released 4 updates or something.
It's been crazy.
Like that.
It's like every week.
Yeah, we've released like 4 updates.
We usually do them every 2 weeks. Yeah, it's been a lot. It's been amazing.
Yeah, but we're finally able to start moving because we've had all this stuff that we've been working on for a long time. We still have a few other things that we've kind of like left in our pockets that we're about to release as well too. That one asset you guys saw in the sauna, that's a leak for something that we're about to be doing. So that's really, really cool. I'm actually so excited to get that one out. But yeah, essentially like as we're thinking about the next stages, as we're getting ready for Pixel, as we're getting ready for, the future of like this entire company, we're thinking about like, how do we increase distribution? How do we get eyes with more audiences? So we love the idea of like partnerships and interoperability in ways that you haven't really seen before. We're working on like a bunch of things like that in the pipeline for just like a short-term distribution. And then we're also thinking about like the next steps of like game mechanics, the next steps of like platform and all of that as well.
Yeah. Okay, I like this one. Can we get like a liquor cabinet, or will that be UGC? Do you want to talk about UGC a lot?
Yeah, we can go into user-generated content a lot. So we're thinking about user-generated content in like 2 phases, essentially. So we have the current engine as is right now, and we can actually pull a lot of things out of that and utility out of it without any improvements to our engine. It's just essentially giving you guys access to tooling and then like some amount of infrastructure for how we want to actually allow you guys to create the UGC, how it ties into the token, but that's basically built out now, or it's getting built out right now. Like that'll be all ready by the launch of like the initial Pixel token. But we also think about UGC in terms of like long-term, like how do we actually want to create new game experiences inside of our ecosystem, and how do we want you guys to be able to do that? Do we want it to be available to developers? Do we want it to be no code? Like what kind of games do we want you guys to be able to make, or what kinds of experiences do we want you guys to make? So how we're thinking about the short term is we have item builders and object builders that we can give to you guys quite quickly. Our dev is wrapping that up in this sprint, and we're probably going to start experimenting with that pretty shortly after we're done developing it, because we want to kind of see, okay, how are people using this? We'll probably denominate it in Barry at first. We'll probably charge you guys Barry to use it in the very beginning, and then this is something that we're going to be switching to Pixel in the long run, or when Pixel is ready, essentially. But yeah, we have like an in-game item builder. You'll be able to add new decorations. You'll have to basically pay Barry to create like this new item template, and then you'll be able to mint these items from that template with Barry as well too. We're probably starting it off so that only the owner of the item templates can mint them, but eventually there's really interesting things that we can do where it's like, if you want to have other people use this template and mint this template, maybe you could take a % share. Like I think Roblox is like a 30-30 split. With creator, with Roblox, and with purchaser, things like that. So there's really, really interesting incentive models that we're working with to also encourage creation that we're thinking about as well. But yeah, there's ways that we can step it out where we can get things out to you guys before we have to build all this crazy tech and have you guys go with it. So right now, we're not making a wine rack. I'll just be completely transparent. We're not making a liquor cabinet, but you actually will have a tool to be able to do so probably within a month.
Yeah, but like I said, pixel art is hard, and we are going to have a high standard because we want to keep the game quality. So go get practicing.
Yeah. I will say we'll also link you guys different tools. The AI generated content is getting interesting. So we've been experimenting with it on our own because we're super interested in seeing, hey, can we speed up our development pipeline? And is there ways that we can use AI to power that? But that's probably something we'll just show you guys what we've been doing, experimenting with, and maybe it's tools that you guys can use too. We've been using this one company called Rosebud.ai. They've been helping us train on our own art and assets as well too. I've been chatting with them saying, hey, maybe we can get something available to our own end users as well. Like we'll probably definitely try to funnel you guys there because I think it's so cool. And yeah, literally prompt to pixel art. There's like a bit of cleaning up you might have to do, but it's getting there.
That's what as someone that's like semi illustrator, like I'm not incredible, but I kind of get things done, is like use the AI, use the generator, and then touch it up. You know, it's like people that go in and use ChatGPT for an essay and then they don't edit it. Like it's not going to be accepted. You've got to go in, refine your art, and then we'll chat. But I'm so excited for that. So excited for that.
It's because we're huge.
We're so small. Actually, you're right.
Yeah.
We're in a very old house. We're in San Francisco. Like when you think of San Francisco, you think of those like cute houses. That's the house we're in.
Yeah, I'm like 6'8". Heidi's like 6'4". That's
You're
not true.
Taller than, you don't have shoes on.
That's not true.
All right. Okay.
Sorry, I got real distracted with that question.
With a tiny door.
Oh, perfect. Okay, yeah, let's go into the decks.
Yeah, we're getting that question a lot.
Yeah, this is something that we're talking to Dex is essentially how we're planning on doing this release is we will not provide the Dex support right away for Barry, being completely transparent around it. But it's something that we have planned. So just keep that in mind. Day one won't be there, but we do have it planned.
Cool. Okay, I like this question.
Yeah, so when can others start creating their own game like NewsCyber? Yeah, so this is something that we really want more people to come into. The issue with our tooling right now as is it's kind of hard to use in terms of like you need to know like a bit of technical know-how, but it's possible. It's no code, but it's still like
you still need to be
low
trained
code
on
essentially.
It. Yeah.
And then also like the game design elements we found that trickier than we initially anticipated too. So our big push is we have all this tooling that works. You can make games without any code in our ecosystem, but we want to make it way easier essentially. So we're kind of rewriting a lot of our tools to make the UX really simple, where like to create an object in our game right now, it's really cool. We have it hooked up. So it creates like a new NFT template. It'll create an ERC7 or ERC721 or 1155 without any kind of code. And you can use it in the Pixel game without like writing a single line of code. But there's like 100, not like 100, but like there's like 60 options you need to like check off or fill out in order to actually make the item. It's like the name, the description, like the collision box. Is it like hanging on a wall? Does it float? Can it get pushed? Like all this random stuff. We want to make it really easy. We want like 4 buttons in order to make a new item without having to like hook up anything. So like that's what this decoration builder rework is all about. So we kind of want all of our tools to kind of be that intuitive, and that's why we're releasing them one by one. So I think high level, what we're thinking about in terms of tool releasing is we're going to release the like item and object builder. So like these are things that'll show in your inventory. You'll be able to place it down on the farm, and it'll make your farm like a bit different. You know, that's cool, but we can get a lot more powerful shortly after that. I think the next step I want to go down is experimenting with a map builder or like a realm builder. So yeah, that's super interesting to us. And then it's like, okay, so once we have items in game, once we have maps in game, how do we enable you to actually create experiences? Right now we have a quest system, and we have these like object node systems where you can like create new items, all of that kind of stuff. We're also really interested in thinking about things like, you know, room state. Like this is completely hypothetical, so don't run too hard with this, but I'm pushing the team in this direction. We'll see if this gets done. But like I really am interested in the idea of like an Among Us type clone and things like that. Like these are things that our engine might eventually support that we're thinking about as well. So without like too much crazy rework in the engine, like we're going to start to think about how we can enable, you know, actual people to be building out these game mechanics. Because it's interesting, our team could go and actually probably create an Among Us clone in our engine just on our own if we like hard coded things and built it out in like a week or 2. But we want to make anything that we build in the future expandable and built in our own tooling. That's really important because we want to kind of, we think that's the right approach with the Pixel token. When we're thinking about Pixel, we're always thinking about, okay, how can we create software essentially that people want to be using on a consistent use case, and how can we make that used by the Pixel token essentially? So for Pixel, it's going to be so much easier to burn this token if we have software that people want to use. And it's interesting because we want to make software that people would pay money for typically. And instead of charging a subscription fee or a SaaS fee, we want to use the Pixel token. That's how we're thinking about burn. So this is like kind of an alternate model, right? we're kind of trading off revenue on our own end to actually use this token instead. But we really like what we can do with tokens in terms of customer acquisition, in terms of ecosystem, and in terms of incentive design, where we think it's totally worth it.
This is a great follow-up question.
Mhm.
Are there plans for interoperability of items and even quests that can span across multiple games like New Cyber and future others? Will pets go across games?
Yeah, so one of the advantages of us being Pixels and actually creating this tooling is we do get to insert our own interoperability in some places that we want to. So pets, we're going to make them work over any game experience that we have. People that build on our platform, they get access to all the interoperability that we've already done. So that means all of our avatar integrations, that means all of our token integrations that we do, like all of our land integrations. Like there's a lot of work that we've done there. Like we've invested a significant amount of resources, money, and energy into like creating these interoperable profiles, avatars, all of that. So they get access to that. And then we're also going to, create interoperability with our own assets like the pets as well too. So yeah, if you own a pet, it won't just be used in Pixels, the farmland game, but it'll be used in New Cyber and other areas as well. And then what we like about pets too is we are going to make pet care reliant on Berry. So Berry will probably have a use case in any game that builds on our platform too. If you want a happy pet, you need the Berry token essentially. If you want a sad pet, you don't need Berry, I guess. But
okay, let's look at other questions here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think we'll just bring this up because I know people are going to ask it a lot. And like what I can say on this is day one, don't expect liquidity from our market maker or our team here. We're going to kind of let things play out, and then we do have a team. We're talking to all the dexes, things like that. So there is a plan for that in the long run. But day one, don't expect that. I'll be completely transparent. Pixel will be a different story, I will say though. So Pixel. There's a lot of diligence we're doing around this kind of stuff. We have an awesome team helping us and supporting us around all of this. And yeah, it's really been fun with the Pixel token because we just can see all the excitement from all of our partners as well too. Let's just kind of say where we're at right now, right? We have 100,000 monthly active wallets playing this game. Transparently, it looks like anywhere from like 40 to like 50% of new wallets coming in can be bots. We ban them within about a week typically. Our real DAU is sitting anywhere from like 6,000 to 15,000 users. It fluctuates. Daily active wallets is sitting at like 30,000 to even a bit more. All that being said, these stats are actually quite healthy for a token launch. And if you look at like where Berry's trading OTC and all of that, it seems like we're in a quite healthy position for a good token ecosystem. So we're pretty excited about what it's going to do. We're pretty excited about like the future of Berry. So yeah, I think it's very slept on. I will say it's funny because we're talking to like a lot of Web3 games in this ecosystem, and yeah, we tell them our user base, even transparently, like all these other numbers as well too. And we're doing pretty well, guys. So we're super excited to get that opened up.
Yeah. Okay, I've got to head out because I'm going to speak at an event, like I mentioned, which is really exciting. So be nice to Luke, and you know how to pull up the questions, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. All right.
Bye, Heidi.
Adios. Wish me luck. I'm kind of nervous. Oh my goodness. Okay, bye guys.
Okay, what's this question? With Berry being essential for other factors, how do you feel about the economics in the game? What adjustments might be needed to be made as new things are added? So we've been in live ops for like 3 to 4 months now. Token price stability has been super important for us. I've been looking at that all the time, actually. I look at literally mint burn, increase the supply every single day to get a feel of it. I think it's super important for us as a team to be aware of what that's looking like. So overall, it's interesting, right? There's two sides. I think I tweeted this the other day. There's two sides to a token. There's the theoretical side, and then there's the practical side. So there's this side of the token where you need to model out sinks, faucets, all of that. But then these sinks and faucets don't actually matter if there's bots in the game, or if there's like a ton of like cyber attackers in the game. Like there's a practical side of token management and tokenomics that I think is not talked about as much. There's also like who's owning the token, like what are they doing with the token, and we think about that a lot too. So our focus in terms of like economics is actually focusing on the practical side first, even though we do think about the theoretical side a lot too. But we're getting there essentially. So yeah, the next things about the economics of the game are, continue to be hard on, bot prevention, bot detection, and these other systems that we have in place. The Pixels VIP and membership, we're really excited to see what that does. We can dig into that more if you guys aren't aware. This is actually a pretty big change that we're doing. So we're releasing Pixels VIP with the release of the Berry withdrawal and deposit. We're actually airdropping Pixels VIP to the top 20,000 people who made our leaderboard and then played the airdrop. And then also, if you guys remember, we took a snapshot of all of our active users who had completed quests. And these players will also be airdropped VIP as well. We're airdropping both of these users 3 months of VIP. They're going to be able to redeem the Pixels VIP at their own time. So if they don't want to release it day one, then if they don't want to redeem their Pixels VIP on day one, they don't have to, but they can redeem it whenever they feel like they are ready to withdraw, essentially. But yeah, essentially, I think we're airdropping Pixels VIP to like 25,000 people total, all of our like most active players. So yeah, you guys will not need to get Pixels VIP. But now in game, we're changing trading limits even more. So we're actually reducing the amount of Berry that you can give away for free to 100 per month rather than 1,000. Typically what we're seeing in bots is these bots will make a lot of accounts. They'll make like a couple thousand Berry, they'll trade it to another account, and then they'll leave. Now we're going to reduce that. We actually might even reduce it even more in the future to combat these bot detection, or to combat these bot farms. And we actually are going to require the Pixels VIP in order to trade essentially, or in order to withdraw your tokens as well. So again, people who participated in the top 20,000 or who participated in the like doing all the quests, you guys don't need to buy this right away. We're giving you guys 3 months of VIP for free. You can redeem it at your own time as well. But then in order to withdraw tokens, or in order to trade over a certain amount of tokens to somebody else, you're going to need Pixels VIP. Super important. And that's what we're really thinking about when we're thinking about economics. Like, we want to make botting not as economically viable, because we want real players to actually be able to partake in this ecosystem and to like retain the rewards essentially. Like, that's the important part here. It's not about bots getting stuff. We want you guys and our active players to share in the rewards. Yeah, so top 20K gets 3 months of VIP. And then, this is a really important thing too. So if you own farmland, you get all of the benefits of VIP. You will not need to purchase VIP. So if you want to withdraw tokens, or if you want to give away tokens in game through trading, you are going to need VIP. But if you're a farmland owner, you do not need VIP to do that. So yeah, we're going to airdrop VIP for 3 months to all of you guys. And then VIP also comes with other benefits as well. VIP comes with in-game benefits, like I think you get more bookmarks, you get more inventory space, and we actually also created like a separate lounge for VIP members in-game as well. So only VIP members will be able to enter this lounge. And it has like some kind of sauna regeneration like effect as well. You guys will also see a like portal from the sauna to go into it as well, and it stacks on top of the sauna. So that's a pretty cool feature as well. Essentially, VIP, you can kind of think about it like Pixels membership. It's really comparable to like RuneScape or World of Warcraft membership, where it's a way to support the game, and it also adds this other benefit too of we get a form of value capture where we don't have to sell the token directly to players, or like mint and dump a token to make money essentially. So it's a pretty interesting like win-win scenario for everybody. We have to combat bots, make them less economically viable. We get to actually figure out a source of value capture for us that doesn't negatively affect like the tokens that we're releasing. And yeah, you guys still get to partake in like this ecosystem. So the people who have Pixels VIP, like, this protects your work and effort. This will make the rewards that you have matter more, because you're not competing against all these bots essentially. So this is a big part. I will say this is maybe not super popular, but this is also how we're thinking about VIP, where we're actually selling VIP in ETH or in Matic. We have two options available. It's an NFT as well too. So that way, again, if we're taking in revenue, we don't need to dump Berry or Pixel on our own users in order to pay the team, in order to keep the lights on, in order to like do the things that we want to do. Like this is a way that we can capture value without negatively affecting our own users. And it's kind of a win-win for everybody there. So yeah, we've been using Unlock Protocol, and shout out to Third Web as well too. So yeah, they helped us get set up on Unlock Protocol. They helped us get these NFTs that you do. So essentially like the Unlock Protocol, it's essentially like a membership NFT that expires. So I think we have like 3 to 6 months purchasable right now. This will be coming with the Berry withdraw and deposit update, and you'll be able to buy an NFT that has an expiration date on it essentially. It's a pretty cool way to do it. And then there's potentially on-chain benefits that we can offer in the future for these VIP members as well. We debated this one, if VIP should be on-chain or off-chain. And we ended up going with the on-chain option because there's just some cool stuff that you can do when you're talking about like discounts or other offerings. And then also now other games can see that you have this. Like I personally think that having Pixels VIP will be a pretty strong signal to other games that, hey, like you're a Web3 gamer. Like I'm assuming that there might be some rewards thrown your way. We can talk about that next AMA though. Do we use Machinations for economic modeling? Yeah, we use Machinations. We use a lot of spreadsheets as well. Whole mix of stuff. We do a lot of economic modeling. That's super important. But again, yeah, there's like two sides of it, right? Like we actually modeled less than we did before because we just realized, okay, like you can model all you want, but then like in reality, your actuals might be a lot different. So we take a look at actuals more than we do modeling now. We know our game well enough to know what we need to adjust and change in order to accomplish the modeling. But then as we're designing the next sets of features with the Pixel token, we're going back into Machinations a lot more. That's pretty important to get like an idea of like, okay, where is this flowing? Where is this not? Great product. I really like Machinations. Let's get some more questions up. Exactly. You guys get it. Yeah, no. So what's interesting about VIP is this is a new kind of model in Web3 that we're experimenting with. Web3 is still so early where us as a team, we've moved very quickly, right? Where, we're here at GDC this week and I'm talking to so many teams and it's still interesting. Like, there's going to be more Web3 games coming out, but they still might be like a year to 2 years out. And then, they still haven't gotten to like all of these hurdles that you're going to have to figure out being a Web3 game, like value capture, like, the actual tech stack. So we're a bit ahead of the curve in terms of this kind of stuff. That means we also need to figure out like a lot of these problems that nobody else has solved yet in terms of like value capture, in terms of like sustainability for us. Like, how do we make sure that Pixels stays in the game for a long time? So yeah, no, we're experimenting a lot. And then, some of the things that we do, they might not work. And we're going to adjust. I think at this point, I hope that we've kind of established this sense of trust between us and the community where we can change and adapt quickly. And we will if we see something's not working in the way that we want it to be. Can you renew that NFT's membership? So we haven't turned this on yet. The Unlock Protocol is actually really interesting. And I think we are going to be experimenting with that after. So essentially right now, how we've set up the Unlock Protocol, you guys will see it when we do this release, is you'll be able to choose which chain you want this membership on. You can choose if you want it on Polygon, or you can choose if you want it on the L1. We did that because I think L1, to me, when I'm purchasing something, it's a bit easier if I'm buying it on Ethereum. But gas can be super annoying sometimes. We didn't want that to be a barrier to people either. Like, we were testing our VIP stuff the other day, and like, gas was $2 for most of it. So that was no problem. But then, we were testing it later that same week, and gas went up to like $40 to get this like $30 VIP membership. And it's like, okay, we love L1, we love Ethereum, but we also need to provide another way to do this. So yeah, you'll be able to purchase VIP either on Polygon or on Ethereum. It's up to you. Obviously Polygon, it's like a bit more complex to do all of that, but yeah, if you guys want to save that gas money, it's totally there. And then what we're actually working on integrating is we're going to be integrating Coinbase Pay quite soon as well. So if you don't have Matic at hand, we're going to make that easier in the future as well. Okay, a pet that helps farm similar to Minecraft. Yeah, so pets in game are going to have in-game utility in the Pixels farm game as well. So we're thinking about things like extra inventory, like longer reach, things like that. But yeah, we definitely have stuff planned around pets just to help the farmland game be a bit more fun. And we love the idea. If you guys have any ideas around this, like suggest them, because we're very open to stuff like that. Like I know some people have suggested like having a pet that can like, you know, farm some stuff for you. I think that's kind of cool. So yeah, definitely if you have suggestions, let us know. I personally, I love the game Hypixel and Skyblock and Hypixel. I show my team that Technoblade video all the time of the Great Potato War. And there's a lot of game mechanics in there that we really enjoy that we're thinking about. And that's actually like a pretty common game mechanic in Hypixel and a lot of games like this. Like even if you play Stardew Valley, the sprinklers are like the biggest quality of life improvement. I hate watering crops in Stardew Valley. So yeah, we're definitely going to be introducing things like that as well. Yeah, pets are going to be super fun. We're really excited about it. Have we looked into supporting Solana with Pixels with the NFT compression technology being developed? It makes a ton of sense for gaming and other great applications. Sounds like an ad, but we love the idea of being multi-chain. We're already multi-chain, so we're already on Ethereum and we're already on Polygon. I see us adding support for NFTs in Solana soon. We were talking to Phantom for a while and looking into support of like a Solana wallet. There's not too much work that it's going to take to introduce it, but there is like some stuff there. We've been doing a lot of stuff with, it's not even multi-chain, but like multi-wallet stuff. So like we're about to, this is a week that matters. We're about to integrate delegate.cash, for example, and a few other things like that as well. We're about to introduce like a renting mechanic as well too. So that is kind of in a similar realm of things where it's like, we're already doing like this one wallet maps to many wallets on the back end. And yeah, this is stuff that we're really interested in like looking into as well. I mean, for us, interoperability means we get more access to different people. And then what's interesting about Solana is I think there's less overlap between Solana communities and Ethereum communities. And I'm really interested in expanding to like people who are already curious about Web3 gaming and want to get involved essentially. And I think, yeah, there's some interesting stuff there. I've dug into Solana a bit. And those communities, I lurk in some of the Solana NFT communities. I think the vibes are good. Will we be able to make potions immediately after we use them? So potion making, you won't be able to use them immediately. I will say potion making will be a key part to actually making your pets. So how the pets high level are going to work, I don't want to dig too much into it right now. But essentially you're going to, like when we do the mint, you're going to get a pet capsule, and this pet capsule will need to be incubated over the course of some time. And you're going to have to be giving the incubator potions every single day. So your pet will hatch with like these stats that are, generated before it was ever, put in the incubator. So it has like this level of base stats that are just randomized, but then you're actually going to be able to influence the stats as it's incubating as well in order to give it like a higher level of base stats. And these potions affect that. So there's going to be different types of potions, and the potions that you give it will influence like what stats get better in this pet before it incubates. It's like base level of stats essentially. And then like each different type of potion will influence like a different type of stats as well. And there's different tiers of potions. So like the lower tier potion, we'll be able to mint pets. They won't be like too expensive to make them. But then the higher tier potions, if you want like the best pet possible, if you want to give it like 14 high tier potions as you're incubating it, it'll be like this maxed out pet basically. Like those would be quite hard to get. So essentially there's also going to be some optionality in like how you want to go and approach the pet minting. Where, you know, if you want to put like a lot of resources into it beforehand and get like a really high level base stat pet, you can do that. But also if you just don't want like, if you don't need to max out your resources, you just want like a cute little pet, you don't need to do that. You can just get like the lowest tier potions basically. But we think that's a pretty fun mechanic. I don't know. Let us know your thoughts on that. Add some Polygon avatar support. Maybe we should. So what we're thinking about pets, let us know. We've been asking for this feedback a lot, actually. Like we're still in the air. Do we want to do it L1 or L2? What we're thinking with pets is we think we want to mint the first generation or like Gen 0 of pets on Ethereum and then do subsequent generations on Polygon. That's high level what we've been thinking about. We think that might be the best situation to do it, where the Genesis pets maybe mean a bit more for that reason. But then we can do some pretty interesting things with like breeding mechanics for, you know, the next stage of pets as well, without worrying about gas fees, and then doing it in like a more creative way than just like solely through smart contracts. We can do it through in-game play that way. Let's see, do we have any other questions? People will be allowed to hold more than one pet, but the pet, you can only have one pet follow you in game at once. So the pets will actually follow you in game. They'll like come around. It's pretty cute. And then the art, you guys have seen some of the leaks. We thought that art was good. We're actually making it even better. We want these pets to be so freaking cute. And we want it to be the biggest flex if you have one and someone else doesn't in game. But then how we're also thinking about pets too is we want to introduce secondary game mechanic loops around it, but we don't want to make the primary game loop dependent on pets too. So like pets will be something where it's like if you have it, you have an advantage in game, or you have like new gameplay that you can access. But then we also won't make it so that you need pets to interact with like the entire pixel game as well. Oh yeah, I saw this a little bit too. Interoperability with Android and mobile. And then I saw a question about social login as well. So we can kind of go over the next steps with things as well too. When we're thinking about like the future of Pixels, we are thinking about a few different initiatives. We're thinking about, now that we're finally, you know, very out of the way, we're thinking about, okay, launching the Pixel token, and then what's going to make the Pixel token like have the most utility possible. One, it's building out the best tooling that we possibly can. Two, it's getting as many users as we can using this tooling. So for us, that means distribution, and it means incentive design as well. And with distribution, we know that we're missing a ton of distribution by not being mobile compatible, at least mobile web. And we are very much going to be prioritizing getting something working on mobile web, bare minimum, so that even if you're on Twitter and you click pixels.xyz and you go to play a game, like we're not losing all that funnel. We know that's killer for our like retention stats and our funnels. And these are the things that we're finally in the stage where we can start optimizing this stuff. So you guys have seen pixels being played right now. And I would say that we have not optimized, we definitely haven't optimized our like funnels, our retention flows, all of that kind of stuff, because we kind of know that our community, or like the Web3 gamers, are able to put up with like a lot of stuff. We are so thankful for our Web3 content creators who are making content around the Pixels game. And we're really thankful that you guys are, you know, able to sit through that kind of stuff. But, you know, we know that we're thinking about distribution and having more people play the game in the future. We can't have somebody watch a YouTube video to play the game. Like they need to be able to understand it right away, and they need to be able to get into the game instantly too. If they have to click like more than 2 buttons to start playing the game, that's kind of it's bad. That's not good. We're going to lose people every single step of the way. So yeah, I'm going to push the team to start thinking about like, how do we get at least mobile web working in the short to medium term so that we don't lose those aspects of distribution when we're trying to scale further. And I know that some people have mobile web kind of working already. And if you guys are interested, if you guys are those hardcore Pixels users, I think you can probably look online. You'll find some ways to get mobile web working already. So that being said, like we're actually kind of close. There's just a few things that we need to work on to get mobile web working in the short term. It's a different form of login. right now we have you log in with your MetaMask, and we actually in Engine we use that like ETH address that you have all over. So we need to kind of rewrite some of that to make sure that it's just abstracted away a little bit more, so that you can still log in with social, and then we still have the custodial wallets. Then 2, we need to just basically make some of the UI a bit more responsive, so it's not too far away, and it's definitely something we're looking into. iPad support, yes. The iPad's a lot easier than mobile, actually. I think you could probably get it working now. There might be a guide online if you figure that one out. Okay, sweet. Well, yeah, I guess this is super exciting. This week's really big for us. When we get the Berry token out, yeah, this is what we've been waiting for a really long time. The whole team's just like, it's a huge sigh of relief for us this week, essentially, because we can now move on to the next stuff. Again, huge shout out to the team. What we're doing here, like, I don't want to pass in the back too much or like shout out or to their own horn too much, but like it's very technically complex to get a Web3 game live. And getting a game live and getting a Web3 game live is very, very different. So this is the Web3 game that's getting live now. We're really excited about it. And we can't wait to see what this actually does for the game. Like, all these users already, all of you people playing now, and you haven't had that component of the game, what's going to happen when we turn that on? Who knows? But we're really excited to see if it does what we want it to do in terms of like user growth. So with that being said, thank you guys so much. I think that's all the questions we have. I'll hang around the Discord for a little bit. So if you guys have any other questions, go into Discord, discord.gg/pixels. And yeah, if you guys are at GDC, let us know. We're going to be meeting up with a few people here. So yeah, thanks so much, guys. Really, really happy and proud of all of you. And yeah, we're building something really cool. Here at GDC, I've just been so energized because I think people know that we're onto something interesting now. And yeah, the affirmation's been good for all of us. So thanks so much, guys. We'll let you guys know when this update's ready to go. We can't wait to push that button. We're super, super, super excited about it. So once the audit's cleared, it will all be good. And I think with that, we're going to sign off. So thanks so much, guys. Luke out.